Well, I hope you all had a wonderful Memorial Day long weekend. My name is Dawn Chubai, and welcome to the Joylux Menopause Made More Joyful show. And you will be happy today, especially if you are one of the 6,000 women in the USA alone that are entering into the next level of life. Yes, we're talking about menopause. And maybe you're in perimenopause, or maybe you're postmenopausal, or maybe you are just looking to stay fit in all the ways, to be healthy and well in all the ways. And that is what we are talking about today with Joylux. Very excited because for the first time ever on our live shopping show, we are offering as a solo item. Typically, we've only had our rose gold vFit in the classic form in a bundle, but for the first time ever, we have it available for purchase separately on its own. And not only that, but in the plus model. But wait, there's more, as if that weren't enough to get you excited. We are in the final hours of getting $99 off all of our plus models of the vFit. And all you have to do is check out today, ideally during this live stream or during the replay, but before the promo code expires, it is right there, MEMDAY99. You're going to enter that at checkout, and you will basically get either of our plus models, which is our vFit Plus. This is the Halle Berry Respin collab, or the rose gold for the price of our traditional classic. Not that there's anything wrong with the classic. We love Be the Classic. But if you want enhanced LED intensity, if you want the 12-minute session time, which means you get to your end game faster, and if you want the 4 additional vibration modes, then use that promo code MEMDAY99 on any of our plus models. But again, that coupon expires in just a few hours. So those of you that are joining, be sure to chime into our chat. I'm just going to double check to see that we are live on Instagram. Yes, we are. So again, for anyone watching on Instagram, or if you are watching on Facebook, you're going to want to make sure that you enter all of the information that I just verbalized. And why don't I just pop it right in there? Again, head to joylux.com/pages/streams if you are watching on any of our social media channels. Okay, without further ado, let's introduce you to the vFit. Before that, let's introduce you to our founder, Colette. Why did she create the vFit? Why did she start Joylux, the brand? Well, after working years and years in med spas, like clinical spas, where they would work on everything to do with skin everywhere else on your body, after giving birth to her son, she was thrust into perimenopause and menopause and started to have all the things that happen when we age. And she thought, man, with all this technology like red light therapy that we've been using for years and years on other parts of our body, things like sonic vibration, things like gentle heat and warmth, if we're using all of those mechanisms on our face, on other parts of our body, could this not work on the other aging areas of our tissue and skin? And thus the vFit was born. So what actually happens when we age? Well, let's take a look at what actually happens. So many things happen. We start to see the tissue laxity. We see a weakening of the pelvic floor and all the things that happen, less natural moisture. And for some of us, in fact, many of us, pain with intercourse. Listen, the stuff that happens on our face, those are the obvious things. Those are the things that people can see. But when we age, girls, can you not agree? These are the things that are kind of like this hidden stigma, things that are happening in our intimate areas that we feel or have felt in the past, maybe ashamed to talk about or to ask about or to share with our partner. So leave it to Colette and Dr. Sarah, who is a board certified OBGYN, to create the game changer that you didn't know you needed until you started to see the results. As an OBGYN, Dr. Sarah said she knows how important it is to prioritize intimate health. And the vFit helps women regain confidence and comfort in their intimate lives naturally and non-invasively. So I'm holding the vFit right now. I'm holding one of the 2 plus models that we have available for the price of the classic. Again, you're looking at enhanced LED, 12-minute session time, and 4 additional vibration modes today only, the next few hours. This coupon MEMDAY99 will expire, but you're getting the plus version for the price of the classic. But I'm holding this right now, and there are several mechanisms that allow you to get the kinds of results that we're going to show you here. Perhaps you have been suffering from a lack of sensation. Well, how about seeing the results that many women, just like you, have been able to achieve? Improved sensation, increased natural vaginal hydration, 92% felt more confident. And then, of course, we have 95% with increased wellness. And let's face it, there are other ways to get some of those results. How many of you? Hands up. I'm checking the chat. How many of you done Kegels? Okay, that's one way to strengthen your pelvic floor. But what about all the other things? Well, maybe you've tried hormone replacement therapy. Maybe you have tried and forked out the cash and maybe some of the downtime for vaginal rejuvenation at $2,800 a year. Wow, ouch. Well, the vFit in all of our models today, $395, promo code again to get the plus model upgrade, you're able to get incredible results. So much so that doctors themselves, OBGYNs, recommend the vFit. And I'm going to show you how this works in just a moment, but take a look at some of what doctors, just like Dr. Sarah, have said, including Dr. Sarah. But how about Dr. Susan? vFit is an incredible tool to help women finally regain confidence again. And Dr. Prowse, for my patients, vFit is easy, effective, and all natural, a perfect fit. So let's talk about how to use the vFit. And if you have any questions at all, I invite you to pipe in the chat. I invite you to ask your questions. This is an open forum for all of us ladies who are possibly suffering from the same things. So this is the vFit. I'm going to show you on our beautiful rose gold vFit Plus, which is the first time, by the way, we've ever offered this not in a bundle. And it's the first time I've offered it on our Menopause Made More Joyful show in the Plus version, which is available today for a few hours at $99 off. So you receive your vFit. It comes in a nice box. You get your instruction manual. You have access to the app. You get your charger. It comes like in a little, almost like a playing card box. So don't throw that out. No, they're not cards. And you're going to plug in your vFit. And as soon as it'll already come likely with a bit of a charge, but I would recommend you charging it up fully. You plug it in and immediately you'll hear a little zip, zip, and that just means it's in charge mode. And then you've got kind of the red light on there until it turns green, at which time it is fully charged and it's ready to use. So you're going to turn it on and you hold it down, and this is just on. This is not doing anything right now. It's just on. You're going to press it again for its first session time, which is 6 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, and then I actually don't have the plus version, but if you did, it would go to 12 minutes in total session time, which again, why not grab the plus today while you can? You're going to hold it down. Immediately, you're going to see and feel all of the mechanisms start to activate. So immediately, the obvious one is the LED lights. And again, with the plus version, you've got the enhanced LED intensity, and you saw it go quite bright right there. You're going to start to feel a gentle heat, and you've also got the sonic vibration, of which we have 4 additional vibration modes in both our rose gold option today at $99 off and our chrome version, which is the Halle Berry collab. Okay, now how you're going to use this is you are just every other day, starting at 6 minutes, insert this into your vagina, only up to the edge of the light. I always get people saying and freaking out going, oh, what am I supposed to? This is the brain, and this is where you're inserting up until. Now, unfortunately, we are sold out of the photonic gel, but I don't want you to think that, oh my God, you can't use it without photonic gel. We know, and you've heard before, there are benefits to the photonic gel, including a little bit of kind of slip, like almost like a bit of a lubricating factor. In the absence, if you're making your purchase today, I'm going to recommend that you go ahead, and I know that this is our intimacy gel, and I've trained everybody properly on what gels are for what, but if you do need a little slip, I'm going to recommend you might as well use something we offer at Joylux, as opposed to going to the drugstore and picking something that you don't know has been formulated in a clean and microbiome and pH friendly manner. So I'm going to recommend that you might as well pick up the Home and Away, that we have a special bundle of our Let's Spin. This is actually your intimacy gel, but in a pinch, of course, if you need just a little bit of lubricant, go ahead and use it. It won't adjust the power or anything like that. It won't, give more energy or any of that, but it will help maybe with a little bit of the lubrication sometimes that we need to insert. Anyway, 6 minutes. That's it. You can do it while you're laying down. You can do it while you're checking your social media, watching your shows, having your morning tea or coffee, however you like it. What is the vFit going to help with? Well, once again, it's going to help with many of the things that happen as we age, such as a decrease in our hydration down there. Uh, Again, tissue laxity. So anything that you're kind of struggling with that happens when we go through menopause, the vFit is designed to, in a non-invasive, non-hormonal way, help activate. So if you think of our face, when we're young, everything's nice and plump, right? There's lots of collagen, elastin, everything's bouncy and, pink. It's all good, right? As we age, we just naturally, this is normal. You're not abnormal because we age. We are, this is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to age. Doesn't mean we have to like it. So you start to turn from a grape to more like a raisin. Okay. Nobody likes that. It's why we spend a lot of money on the lotions and potions on our face. And it's why, maybe you've even purchased one of those LED face masks. And when you do that, what does it do? Well, it's helping again with the tissue and cell renewal. It's helping with the plumpness, the collagen reactivation, the cell reju. It's helping with all of that. And so when I introduce you, and this time I'll pull up the Halle Berry collab, again, $99 off today only with that promo code we'll put up there. But it's why when I show you the red light therapy, this should not come as a massive surprise to you. Hold on, I gotta get this going. There we go. Oops, put the wrong one. Trying to do everything backwards. That doesn't work so well when I try to do that. There we go. Shouldn't come as a big surprise to you. When I show you red light therapy, you might be thinking, well, okay, that makes sense now. And interestingly enough, Joylux didn't invent red light therapy. Dr. Sarah and the team of scientists at Joylux, they didn't invent red light therapy. It was, wow, isn't that something, right? It was actually invented by NASA. And the idea of, again, cellular renewal, rejuvenation, all the tissue repair. So growth and renewal is essentially what we're looking at overall with the purpose of red light. But with the three mechanisms together, the heat, the gentle heat, which is like a cozy feeling, the sonic vibration, again, today, $99 off to get those extra 4 vibration modes. And of course, that red light therapy, which is again, enhanced LED intensity with our plus models. These mechanisms all work together to give you the most incredible results that thousands of women have already sort of preached and said, wow, look at all the things this did for me. So we had Kate, who's 46, say life-changing, vaginal moisture increased with just a few sessions. We've got Donna, who's 54, absolutely one of the best investments for my health that I have ever made. Moisture, sensitivity, tissue health, and more. And then Lauren, who said, my wish is for every woman to be able to have a vFit. I'm so happy with the results in just a few weeks. And we've got I think it's or JA, and of course I've got a window open for some reason I can't close here. There we go. Who said, how soon will I see results? I've used 12 times on the intermediate level, doing 12 minutes now. What vibration level helps the most? Okay, so Heather's going to answer that in more detail, but I'm going to answer in more basic terms, JA or JA, just for anyone else that's watching here right now. So to go over sort of the protocol, now you're saying you use 12 times, you're on the intermediate level, so I'm assuming you're probably at around minute 8, then you went up to 12 minutes now. So there is a protocol, and it sounds like you've been following that protocol. As you saw in those testimonials, some people feel results in just a few weeks, others take a little bit longer, depending on whether or not you're using the photonic gel, or if you've got the classic device as opposed to the plus, it can take a little bit longer. I mean, everybody's different. Literally no one size fits all. But we can tell you that these mechanisms work to help you get all of those things that you are searching for. So I am curious, Ja or JA, are you on the classic model? If you are, I do invite you to also consider the software upgrade, which will get you results faster. And actually, now I just answered my own dumb question. You're doing 12 minutes, so you're obviously on the plus model. So it's all these mechanisms that will help you get there. How long? It kind of depends on you. It depends on when you started, and it depends on you yourself. So Heather probably has a more comprehensive instruction for you, but let me go over the protocol for anyone just tuning in. You're going to get your vFit home again today. Only for a few hours left can you access that $99 off. Basically, you're getting either of the plus models. First time we've ever offered the rose gold on the Menopause Made More Joyful show. You're getting either one of these for the price of this one. So I kind of feel sorry for our little classic guy today, because the classic's awesome. But if you can get You get the upgrade for free. I'm going to say go do that right now. So I'm going to demonstrate this on here. For everybody watching, there is a protocol. And when we talk about what it takes to get the results you want, if you think of vaginal rejuvenation therapy, there's appointments to be made. You're not looking at privacy, I'm going to assume. Maybe you've got a commute, you've got parking, there may be downtime. I'm not sure of all the things that happen with vaginal rejuvenation, but I'm going to assume it's not non-invasive. Hormone replacement therapy, just started mine, by the way. Love, love, love. I'm just on the low dose right now, but already I'm starting to see an improvement in certain areas. But even hormone replacement doesn't solve all the issues. Like hormone replacement isn't going to help with your pelvic floor strength. Kegels will, if you know how to do them. Hands up if you know how to do them. How many of you are consistent? How many of you aren't sure and just are faking your way through it at the grocery line store? Okay, well, great. This is going to also help fill the gaps, and it's going to help fill the gaps with the red light, but also with the vibration. And I'll go into more depth in that in a second. But the thing that Kegels can't help is with the tissue, um, helping with the tissue, right? Helping get you back to when you were a little bit younger. So that's the one thing that won't help you with. How the vibration works, the best way that I can explain it is if you've ever seen athletes or if you've been to a gym where there's like a vibration plate, and I used to sell the vibration plates all the time at the shopping channel, and there would be like Olympic athletes that were the spokespeople, like snowboarders and skiers that were the spokespeople. And the idea is that this helps the sonic vibration. And in the case of our plus mode, there's 4 enhanced um, or additional vibration modes. They help promote circulation, often like lymphatic drainage and all of that. But if you think of circulation like blood flow, right? Blood flow is very, very important for our tissue and muscles, very important. And so that's kind of where the vibration helps. And then, of course, you've got the red light, which again, think about all the face masks you've worn, or you've gone to the Medi Spa and they put you. It's not like an MRI, but they put you under something that almost looks like it's like a face cover, or you go into some sort of little tunnel and your whole body is with, red light. So the red light therapy is not a new concept, but to be able to have all of these mechanisms together and in a device that is backed by science and proof. There are over 3,000 published studies on the safety and efficacy on red light therapy alone. And then on top of it, you've got Dr. Sarah, who is a board certified OBGYN. You've got laser scientists, award-winning laser scientists who are behind everything from the 40 degrees Celsius of the gentle warmth and the therapy, the red light therapy and the vibration. And then you've got Colette, who built this from her own need and knew that she was not the only one who was not wanting to like deal with what everyone says is normal, or worse yet, that we're ignoring. It was not until recently, and I would say Joylux absolutely a pioneer in bringing the conversation of menopause to the forefront. I would say Halle Berry. You probably saw her on Oprah Winfrey. I wonder if I even have it here, but I do have Halle Berry here as well to talk about her Let's Spin. But she was on talking to Oprah about menopause, and she was part of lots of, I think, to do with legislation and bills trying to bring awareness and conversation and access to services and medications for women. So, big advocacy that started, I'm going to say, with Joylux, at least in my time at the shopping channel when the vFit was the only device that existed to help women going through menopause and perimenopause. So the fact that we can have these conversations is incredibly huge. Now, I've touched a little bit on the Let's Spin, and we're going to talk about that next, and then I'll go back to the vFit. But I want you to listen to this. And if you are not following Joylux on Instagram, which is just at Joylux Inc., so I don't know if you can see that, but at Joylux Inc., then I invite you to do that. There is a ton of free information on there. Dr. Sarah offers lots of advice, not always to do with the device, by the way, the vFit, but you have to see what Hallie is saying. Let me turn this up, and here we go. So I can share a little secret with you. If you are a woman of midlife and you are going through perimenopause or menopause and you feel like you have razor blades in your, here's something that will help you out tremendously. It's called Let's Spin. It's an intimacy gel. I teamed up with Joylux to come up with, I think, one of the best intimacy gels ever there was. It's clean, it's fresh, it's not sticky, it's made with hyaluronic acid and aloe vera. It's very, very lubricating, and it's become my new best friend. So
Couldn't find one on the market, so I said, and I made it myself. Give it a try.
Yeah, already top rated, FDA approved, by the way, on the Let's Spin. And for the first time, there's been lots of firsts on this Menopause Made More Joyful show. We've got a bundle for you. And why do you want this? Well, first of all, Hallie created it for you because she also was dealing with some of the things you might be dealing with. She said spinning never felt so good. And I think we're all smart enough to know what she means by spinning. She doesn't mean riding that bike, by the way. Well, maybe a different kind of bike. You never forget, as they say. Relieves pain with sex, treats vaginal dryness, enhances comfort during intimate moments, provides unparalleled hydration. So we know that, by the way, the Halle Berry collab, vFit Plus, $99 off. She created this, or didn't create this, she supported this because she was also dealing with the lack of natural hydration. And we know scientifically that the vFit, your personal trainer for your vagina, helps with natural hydration. But she also wanted to create a product in collaboration with Dr. Sarah and Joylux. Yes, this is OBGYN formulated, so it is clean. It is pH balanced. It doesn't mess with your microbiome. It is unscented. And this is for the first time we've offered this home and away duo. We've never offered this before. We've always offered it separate. So there's a nice little break in price if you pick them up together. It's the exact same formula, just a little different delivery. So this has like a little squeezy tube, and this is a little glass bottle, and it's a pump. So you're going to leave that on your little nightstand if you want. Looks like a nice little candy apple. And oops, I didn't prime this one. Let me see here. When you get home, it's like everything else, right? You got to prime it. There we go. Just give it a squeeze, get the air out, and there you go. So it's a nice clean formula. It's not sticky and gooky. I don't know if you've ever been to one of the drugstores and you get like the, smells like a blueberry and sticky and gross and I don't even know who's just, formulating that. What I do know is that we trust Dr. Sarah. Halle Berry trusts Dr. Sarah. So this is the one we're going with. And it's a beautiful, elegant formulation, completely unscented, which is great. And again, hyaluronic acid, like all these incredible results that you can get, but also incredible ingredients. And so again, what do we want? We want to feel more comfortable during our intimate moments. No more razor blades, right? That's what Halle didn't want. No more. Relieved vaginal dryness. I mean, this is, in a sense, skincare for your vagina. It just is. And because, again, we know it's also going inside your body because of whatever it's on, whether it is a device, it is a toy, or it is a body part, any body part. We know that what goes in your vagina has to be safe for it. We know that Dr. Sarah is on top of that. It definitely is making pleasure, intimacy more pleasurable. Why wouldn't it? Right? You're not thinking about the pain or the worse, the anticipation of the pain. And sometimes it takes, sometimes that's a bit of like a trauma response too. Like if you've dealt with pain for a long time, give yourself some grace that it might take you time to reset your mind to not anticipate the pain when you're using the Let's Spin, and also felt it was soothing and enjoyable to use. I mean, I just showed you, right? It's not even now what I just put on there. It's not sticky. It's still got a nice slip. Now, I know some of you are looking at our lineup and going, okay, I want the vFit Plus because I'm getting it for the price of the regular classic. You get the enhanced LED intensity, 12-minute session time, which is more session time than the classic, and 4 additional vibration modes. You're getting for the same price, but only for a few more hours with the promo code MEMDAY, like memorial, MEMDAY 99. So just enter that at checkout. But I know that in the past, if you've been watching some of these shows, you've probably been hearing me talk about make sure you get the photonic gel. And we know the benefits of the photonic gel. Those are all still the benefits, but they never were, oh my gosh, you can't use your vFit without. And the only reason I'm saying this is because we're sold out for probably a few more weeks. So in a few weeks when it comes back, you can always buy some of it. But in the meantime, I know you don't want to wait because you've been watching and you want nothing changes if nothing changes. So you want the deal on the plus, but you can use it without the photonic gel as well. I'm going to say for this time, I'm going to squash a little bit of reminding you that, the lube is for the sex and the photonic gel is for the device. If you need a little slip, with your home and away, you're getting such a generous amount. Use a little bit if you need to. I would prefer that, and I'm sure Dr. Sarah would prefer that than you going to the drugstore and buying your little dippy-doo-doo slide or whatever it's called. Because first of all, we know that everything that we're using and creating can work together. We don't know, how everything else is working with your body. So I trust Dr. Sarah all the way. So if you have to do that, great reviews on this as well. I think I don't know if you are all signed up for the newsletter with Joylux. Make sure you are. First of all, that's when you'll know when the photonic gel is back in stock. But there was also an email that went up. Yeah, so you would have got the email and it tells you today's the last day to get your vFit Plus for $99 off. But I want to read you also a testimonial that's a little different than the ones we have. And I'm going to hold this up for you right now while I read it so that I can make sure you see why people are loving it. So I turn it on. 6 minutes, 8, 10, and then this is not the plus model, but you would have 12 if it's the plus model every other day. This is not a big, big commitment. You can do other things, right? Well, you want to probably lay down and hang out in your room, but you can check your social media, do whatever you want. There's the sonic vibration, again, extra modes, LED, and gentle heat. But here is what Victoria said. A little red light, a big boost of confidence. Over time, I noticed real improvements in how everything felt, more tone, better hydration, and overall comfort. And then she says, the best way that I can describe it, my vagina feels like it's returning to its youthful self. And that's something I didn't expect to say in my 60s. Victoria, getting it on in her 60s. And you know what? This is not surprising. We know that as women, after menopause, we do literally get almost like this, pun intended, like a bit of a second coming, right? It's like they say it's almost like a second puberty. And when you don't have the ailments that that you deal with when you go into menopause, and especially during that period of time, which can be a significant amount of time for some people, we know that when you don't have those ailments holding you back, you can live your incredible life to the fullest. Like, it really is the next level. And in fact, if it weren't for the physical symptoms that we often see as our skin and tissue ages, that's the only stuff that's holding us back from love and life, right? Why do we buy skincare? Why do we buy those $1,200 masks for our face? Because we don't want the sagging. We want the plumpness. We want comfort. In the case of our intimate areas, we want to make sure we have a strong pelvic floor. We want to have that natural lubrication. We want to look and feel our best all the way. We want health and wellness all the way on all parts of our body, inside and out. And if it weren't for the things that were holding us back, we would have nothing to complain about. Because what I hear from women, and I've just entered into menopause, I've just started hormone replacement therapy myself, is we hear that actually it's one of the most freeing times of your life, mentally, physically, all these things. And so it's usually the pain points that make us hate this time. Things like the hot flashes. Great. Guess what? We've got the cold her that are going to help with the hot flashes. Great. Okay. Weak pelvic floor. Great. We've got the vFit. Okay, moisture. Guess what? We're going to help with our natural lubrication in 2 ways today, actually almost 3. So we're going to help with it by helping our body create that natural hydration again with the vFit. And then for extra boosting, we're going to go ahead and get our Relief Her, which is your vaginal moisture melt. This just launched a few months ago and already incredible, incredible results. And why is that? Well, first of all, we have this available on subscription, which gives you a nice little break. So you can do a subscription by 1 month, a subscription by 3 months, or you can just buy it one shot. But if you can save some money, plus you can cancel anytime, I don't know why you wouldn't get the subscription. But what's different about this is up to 3 times more hyaluronic acid than exists in any of those other products that are out there that might look similar. This is a non-hormonal formula. It's going to enhance moisture and softness, and it's made with clean plant-based ingredients. In fact, 5 ingredients. I mean, hyaluronic acid, coconut oil, coconut butter, vitamin E, and then there is another ingredient that I can't pronounce, but it's basically kind of what kind of holds this all together, but it's all natural. And it's not going to mess with your pH. And it's, again, board certified OBGYN formulated. We trust, we know Dr. Sarah. And so, yes, this is part of your ever growing toolkit of what Joylux is helping you do, which is help making menopause more joyful. Why do you think we call the show this? I'm Dawn Chubai. I have been working with the Joylux team for the better part of I mean, it's not quite a decade, but when they first brought the vFit, and at the time it was the original classic model, the vFit, which you can still get today, but you can also get the upgraded version for $99 off, which puts it at the same price, just saying. But when we brought this, use that promo code. Coupon expires in hours, my friends, in hours that coupon expires. When we brought this to the shopping channel in Canada, there was no other device that did this, and there still isn't to the same level of what we're looking at. This Joylux, truly an innovator and backed by an incredible team, which includes, of course, Dr. Sarah. But we sold out. We sold out in our first show. And why was that? Well, it's because people wanted improved sensation as they started to lose some of that sensation or to have, again, painful sex, because they wanted increased hydration. They wanted more comfort. They wanted more confidence. And when we look at the results, these are the results that women just like you said you wanted. And maybe you didn't realize how far along things were until you found the solution. How many of you have been suffering in silence for absolute years? How many of you have been afraid to talk to your partner? How many of you have been embarrassed to talk to your girlfriends? How many of you have hesitated to talk to your doctor because you thought that you wouldn't be heard and this would just be brushed off as something we just have to deal with, another, thing us women have to deal with? Well, I tell you what, when Joylux came on to the shopping channel that many years ago, it was when I first started realizing, wait, we're now having conversations that my mother never had with me. We're now having conversations that my doctor never had with me. I mean, I didn't even know if my mom went through menopause or what she was dealing with. And now she had a stroke. I can't ask her, but my point is it wasn't part of our education. It wasn't part of the, you know, birds and bees talk, because we were all worried about the task at hand at that point. So it's so nice that Joylux really opened the door to that community. And now by watching this show, you're a part of this community. The phone number we're going to put on the screen lets you talk to a Joylux customer service representative at any point to ask more about our personal trainer for your vagina, or about the She Bar, which is an incredible cleansing bar for your vulva, like for the outside of your body, right? We've also got incredible resources on the app, which you can download for free at any time. And by the way, when you get your vFit Plus devices, which are $99 off, they're basically for the next few hours the same price as our classic device. It all works the same. This gets you there faster. Works the same, gets you there faster. Use it the same way, gets you the results faster. But you can access the app and actually control your device with the app. You can also track your treatments. It's never been easier to make menopause more joyful. And yeah, it's available right now. You just go to the App Store and you can download it today if you want. I expect as time goes on, we'll start to see an ever-growing community on there as well, with even more resources, a library of resources. In the meantime, you're going to sign up for the newsletter. You're going to check them out on Instagram and hear what Halle Berry has to say, hear what Colette has to say, hear what Dr. Sarah has to say, and to know that they are on your side, which is exactly why the vFit was created. I'm going to check our questions here. Okay, so, and again, I don't know if it's JA or Ja or Ya, but got the plus with the gel. I think it's helping a little, and I can't take HRT anymore. Had breast cancer, estrogen positive, oncologist doesn't recommend. Yeah, was on it for 32 years, had a hysterectomy at an early age. No problem on HRT. She's on the Pro Plus device. Okay. Yeah. And the Plus device, yes, just to confirm, does add, you get a total treatment of 12 minutes, whereas our classic device has 10 minutes. You're still going to get the results. It will get you there faster. And there are a few enhanced features as well. So once again, 4 additional vibration modes. You've got 12 minutes session time as an option. And we've got the custom chrome finish. Now, this is the Respin collab with Joylux. So the other place you're going to see the term Respin is on the Let's Spin lube. So Respin is basically Halle Berry's company. And so she and her company have teamed up with vFit to offer basically like the Halle endorsed products, which would be, again, the Plus model, which is the model you would typically only see in the doctor's offices. It's basically the professional grade. because of those enhanced features. The mechanisms and the technology is the same. And of course, the formulation directly formulated with Dr. Sarah. So that's where we come to with this. This is the Plus model, $99 off, only for a few hours, basically the same price as our classic model. So also pretty. Why not? This is the first time, we've ever offered the rose gold finish, not in a bundle, because I've offered the rose gold finish in the classic version, but it always came in a bundle. This is the first time also that we've seen the rose gold version in the Plus model that also has $99 off. Now, what I will recommend that you pick up with any of our vFit devices, which I want you to think in your head, what is vFit again? If I had to explain it to my husband or my partner, not that I think you should have to explain anything, but if you did, you say it's a personal trainer for my vagina, honey. It's a personal trainer. Pick up the photonic wipes. Now, these are not for your body. Okay, the photonic wipes are to clean your device. So they're like in a wipe form. You just open up and then it reseals, right? You do all that. I'm sure you've seen wipes before, but I make no assumptions. You just pull out a wipe, boop, boop. Keep that by the nightstand if you want, because you might be using this in bed and you're like, last thing I want to get up is go wash it underwater with a gentle soap, which you can. But what I will say is that these wipes are specially formulated to get rid of the most bacteria you can. I mean, nothing's ever 100%, but it's like 99.9999, which that's what the best wipes do. But it's also safe for the, it's like the mixed media, but I don't know, the not ingredients, silicone, all the other parts. It's safe for all the parts that your vFit is made out of. That's the menopause fog. If Joylux could fix that for us, that would be great. Let's put that order in. But you just give it a clean, and then you get a little satchel. I didn't bring it out here, but it's just like a little sleeve almost. It's like satin. The rose gold comes with, it's like a ballet slipper pink. So think of like the color of ballet slippers. And the Halle Berry Plus version comes in, it's almost like a bridal gown color. And then they all have a box. With the Halle Berry version, you also get a little personalized note from Halle. So, and here's what she says, by the way, Halle Berry, and this is truly what she said and why she wanted to be a part of this whole collaboration with Joylux, is saying that the vFit is the game changer every woman must have. This is what she experienced when she tried the vFit. And she said this in social media, and you can again check out the social media on the Joylux Instagram page, but also this is on the note that you get from Halle. And it talks about how she saw results in just a few treatments, how this is a game changer. It helped with her natural hydration, increased sensation, gave her more confidence. These are the results that all of us want. And I would say, even if you're not in perimenopause or menopause, if you think of this as your personal trainer for your vagina, then it only makes sense, doesn't it, that you don't necessarily wait for everything to kind of, for lack of a better word, fall apart. Right? We don't wait. Some of us wait till we're out of shape to go work out. But what if you started things early? What if you started when you were 19 or 20 or 23, or maybe you're passing on this advice to your daughter of like, man, I wish I knew how to keep down there in shape. I wish there was something would help me do that besides Kegels, because Kegels can only go so far, and that's if you do them right. What if you treated your daughter today, or your best friend, or your goddaughter who is a budding adult? What if you treated them to something that would help keep their vagina in shape so that they would have a longer period of time of an overall sense of wellness, even as they eventually head into menopause and perimenopause? So here are the mechanisms. Here's how it works. So you get your device home, whatever device you get, they all are functioning the same. The buttons are the same. It's exactly the same size, okay? They all have these features. The Plus model has some enhanced features, but at the core, 6 high-powered red LEDs, gentle heat, 40 degrees Celsius. This is intentional. This isn't like a let's just pick a temperature. This is all very intentional. Treatment modes up to 10 minutes, except for the Plus models where you get the option of a 12-minute session time. And again, you also get 4 additional vibration modes. Now, why do we need the vibration, and why do we need the different modes? Like, wouldn't just the vibration be enough? Okay, so first of all, I used to work at the shopping channel, and maybe you've even been to a gym at some point where there were vibration plates. And the reason I brought up the shopping channel is because we used to sell these vibration plates. And it was usually an Olympian that was coming on to talk about the benefits of vibration. And in a nutshell, think of circulation, think of blood flow. Blood flow brings plumpness, right? It brings all the cellular rejuvenation, all the things, right? Think of our face. Why do when you go get a Korean facial, what do they give you this big massage, or maybe they've used a device on your face. Maybe you've been to a Medi spa and they've used a device to give a lot of vibration because they're trying to get the blood flowing. That's what keeps us young and plump, right? That's how we end up, preserving our time as a grape and less time or a delay in turning into a raisin. Same fruit, right? So, yes, vibration, we get that. But then why the different modes, which, by the way, you can go ahead and alter by pressing this button. You can also turn it right off. So there's some where it kind of pulses, others where it's like like a wave, right? And I know what you're thinking. And I will tell you that when this very device won the Menopause Award, the editors of the O magazine, where this award or award was highlighted, yeah, we're talking about award like Oprah Winfrey, and they said, like, it looks like a toy, looks like a vibrator, right? And it vibrates. And so make no mistake, this is not specifically a toy. This is, in fact, for some healthcare plans, and I can't speak to all of them because I don't know what plan you're on, but many of the plans can offer some level of reimbursement because, again, the FDA has said, mwah, this is a health and wellness device that can help improve your health and wellness. It's like a kiss of a kiss of how much they love what red light therapy does, especially with those 3,000 published studies on the safety and efficacy of red light therapy. So why the different modes? Why not just regular vibration? Well, if you went to the gym every day, remember, we're going to think of the vFit from here on in, even the title, even the name of it, vFit, fitness for your V, fitness for your vagina, all starts to make sense, right? Is this the meme we're going to go with now? We're going to do a meme. I'm going to make a meme later. If you were going to the gym and you were doing bicep curls, you would change up the position, the speed, you would change up how long you hold at the top before you release. You would change a few things. Why? Because our muscles can get bored. And when our muscles get bored, they stop to some extent reaching their full potential, I'm going to say. And so think of the vFit as a bit of that. We want to keep everything engaged. We want to keep things excited. We want to keep your muscles excited. We want to keep everything optimizing, if we think of optimizing. And so that's why. And here it is right here. That's Halle Berry there with this very device. Well, she's not holding the device, but this is the device. She's sitting with Oprah. The same photo shoot where she also and show that she also talked about her Let's Spin, bringing back your juicy peach. But yes, Menopause Award to help women in menopause and perimenopause reach their full wellness potential. And in areas that we historically really weren't open to talking about. So good on Colette, Dr. Sarah, Halle Berry, Oprah Winfrey. So putting to the forefront how important our sexual wellness is and how valid it is as a part of our overall wellness. I'm going to take a look at our comments. In the meantime, please continue to ask your questions. We've highlighted all of our products below. I've still got a few others to talk about before we go today. Okay, we had a question about the melts. What is the difference between vaginal melts and the moisture gel in the red bottle? Okay, the answer is in there, but I'm also going to answer in my own way. But Heather, of course, gave a nice comprehensive. So there are different times in our life, our day, our minutes, our activities, our whatever scenario we're putting ourselves in. My back's getting a little sore. I'm just going to stretch there. That we need moisture for different reasons and in different forms. So what we're doing here at Joylux, we used to just have one product. These products was all we had in the beginning. Okay. That was it. That was all we had in the beginning. And over time, because of the community Joylux has really nurtured, and all of you that have been a part of the Joylux learning of what women want, right? Because there's no point in building a business and creating products that don't solve a problem. But in realizing that, while the vFit is going to help us help train our body to increase our moisture, and then all the other things, but let's just talk moisture, our natural hydration. That's what's going to help do increase your natural hydration through the fitness of your vagina using this every other day. But what about those times where maybe you're on a medication, or something's going on in your life, or just you just need additional moisture? That's where the moisture melts are going to come in, because it's time release. You're using this, I think it's a couple times a week now. I can't remember exactly, but I believe it's a couple of times a week. Each package that you get is 1 month, by the way. So all the instructions are there, how to use it. You basically just insert it as far as you can into your vagina, all that hyaluronic acid, and it's going to time release moisture. The most 3 times the amount of hyaluronic acid as you've probably seen out there on the market. And again, formulated by Dr. Sarah and, of course, a team of OBGYNs. Now, the specific question is like, well, what about the red bottle? So I'm going to backtrack for a half a second, and forgive me because I know we're sold out of the Revitalize Her, but this would typically be your vulva moisturizer, okay? This would be typically something that you use on the outside to help with the moisture of your vulva. It's sold out. Sign up for the newsletter to get notified when it's back. We hope to have it back in just a couple of weeks. But let's go back to the red bottle, because again, I'm saying we're building up your toolkit of moisture. So we have, how do we moisturize our vulva? Well, you're also going to be able to moisturize it a bit with your She Bar, which is your cleansing bar, which we'll talk about in a moment, because there are hydrators in here as well. But typically, when we talk about things like the photonic gel, that's the gel for your vFit. When we talk about the gel, because we have 2 gels, the red bottle, this is your Let's Spin. This is your intimacy gel. This is your lubricant. This is your sexy time gel. Okay. This is to help you with pain during sex, treating vaginal dryness. And so this is where this is actually also a moisturizer to an extent. Now, when we brought this to you, we didn't position this as your vaginal or vulva moisturizer, okay, because we have products for that. This is your intimacy gel. Now, is this also going to work as skincare for your vagina? Yes. Why? Because it's got hyaluronic acid, because it's got aloe vera, because it's got all these incredible ingredients that are designed to help hydrate your tissues. So the big difference in a pinch, yes, this is your hydrator, but the melt is actually it's your moisture melt. This is your time release treatment that is going to help create ongoing comfort for you. Does that make sense, Maria? I took a lot longer to say it than Heather did. Heather's got it so tight and bright when she talks about it, but I hope that makes sense. What I will say is that it is well worth picking up, in my humble opinion. And by the way, it comes like this. I've just opened up one, but they come kind of all individually vacuum packed, I guess. I don't really know if that's the term. When you open it up and it just sort of peels open, very easy. You're not going to destroy this. It's very easy. And then you're just going to take one of those out, and then this is a whole month's supply. So you can purchase this individually for a month. If you put it on a monthly subscription, you save some money. If you get the 3-month subscription, you save even more money. Like, I think it's over 20% that you save. What I love about the subscriptions is that you are locking in the price, but honestly, you're not locking in the commitment, because at any point, if you want to cancel and go back to monthly or not at all, whatever, you can cancel. But what's great is this locks in your pricing. And typically when you do these kinds of subscription things, is if there is a preference on who do we hold quantities for, the priority is always anybody that's on a subscription. As a, like if something's sold out sometimes for an individual purchase, many times where possible, there is an amount held for the subscription. So I always encourage that, especially with the price savings. I mean, it might be the difference between you being able to pick up a bar of the She Bar. This is our cleansing bar, by the way, and we do have a 4-pack bundle, which saves you about $5. Why not? If you're used to buying the She Bar, which already is at a very good price, I want to say it's at $13. I can't quite remember typically, but you get a 4-pack and you save some money. So you can purchase this individually or in the 4-pack. You're going to immediately smell this beautiful mandarin orange blossom, essentially oil. And like, it's not even just orange, it's mandarin orange. Like, it's so beautiful. And these are natural scents. These are essential oils. So this is not a synthetic fragrance. What you smell is what the ingredients are. So coconut oil, right? pH balance, OBGYN formulated. Now, the reason this is called a cleansing bar is because and it looks like a soap, but it's not a soap. How many times have you heard from someone that, okay, we're self-cleaning down there. You don't need soap and you shouldn't use soap because it can actually cause more problems. Those are all true things. But Colette was like, okay, I know we can't be using soap down there and we hear bad things about douches and all this other stuff, right? So she talked to Dr. Sarah, like, what can I do? I want to feel more fresh down there. And maybe you're somebody who feels uh, not confident or insecure about your aroma. And I'm going to just immediately also interrupt myself because we are supposed to have our own natural aroma and there's nothing wrong with it. I know there's always this stigma, and please know that you are perfect as you are. But that doesn't mean that sometimes you don't want a little something, something like Colette did. And if there is a concern about what's going on down there, Dr. Sarah posted something really good. It was maybe about a month or two ago. You'll have to scroll on the Instagram to talk about, listen, you're going to know when you should talk to a doctor about something. But if it's just like your natural kind of scent, aroma, and you feel insecure about it, or you just want to feel more fresh, or you just want to clean down there or other parts of your body, this is honestly one of the best things. It's such a joy to use. It doesn't feel like soap because it's not soap. There's not a residue because it's not soap. There's no rainbow bubbles because it's not soap. The only way you're going to know is by trying. Grab the 4-pack if you can. And that's also going to bring you some hydration as well. So we got a few different ways for you to get hydrated, including, again, the personal trainer for your vagina. This is our vFit. One more quick round of the vFit, and then I think I still have I do have time. Perfect. I'm not going over today. I do want to talk about the cold hurt because I did touch on hot flashes as well. And we've got a solution for you, or at least the best we can do without actually literally working your way through a hot flash. So this is our vFit. We have today, and only for a few hours, a coupon that will let you get the plus models. We have 2 plus models available for the price of our classic. These all work beautifully. Nothing wrong. If you want to pick up the classic, my only thing is if you're going to pay $395 for the classic, why not pay $395 for the enhanced version, which again, enhanced LED intensity, 12-minute session option gets you to the finish stage faster, which I was looking at Ja's comment and Heather's response. We usually look around 8 to 10 weeks, hopefully, to get to kind of where you're in a point where then you just go maintenance, which is just, once or twice a week as opposed to every other day. You also got the 4 additional vibration modes, but they all work the same. So we've got the rose gold, first time we've ever offered it on its own and in a plus model, and at $99 off on the Menopause Made More Joyful show. And we've got the Halle Berry collab with Respin / Joylux, or Respin X Joylux, right? So same mechanism. You turn it on, you pick your treatment time every other day. Start with 6 minutes, do that for 1 to 2 weeks, go to 8, go to 10, you get the deal. 12-minute is an option for you. And again, you've got that enhanced LED intensity. So what do all of these enhanced mechanisms of the plus do? It gets you there faster. Who doesn't want to get there faster? We know that in life and in any treatment, you have to think more marathon than sprint, but this is going to get you that marathon, that speedy marathon time, if I can say that. So you immediately notice the LED therapy. Is there anybody that hasn't heard of LED? Tell me you've at least seen the face masks, or you've been to a Medi Spa where they've got some sort of thing on there where they're doing the face. You probably have. So this should not be a new concept for you. What might feel unfamiliar is the idea of having a device that you insert into your vagina paired with vibration modes. It's optional. You can always turn off the vibration mode at any point if you want, but there are several modes that you can choose from to keep your vagina in shape, to keep the circulation going, and to fill any gaps on any of the one treatments or anything you're doing like Kegels when it comes to pelvic floor strength. And then of course we've got the gentle heat. So all of this is designed to work your body into turning back time. I mean, we heard from Victoria, who had, which one did she have? I think she had this one here. A little red light, big confidence boost. Over time, I noticed real improvements in how everything felt, more tone, better hydration, overall comfort. The best way I can describe it, and please listen up, ladies. You're gonna want to hear this. My vagina feels like it's returning to its youthful self. And that is something I didn't expect to say in my 60s. So her youthful self. So when our body ages, when our tissues and muscles age, let's talk tissues and skin in particular, we already know what happens to our face because it's literally what we look into the mirror every single day. We start to see the sagging. We used to be so plump and pinch and everything bounces back. We used to be a grape. We used to be a grape. And then as we age, we kind of get more into that raisin mode, right? We start to get tissue laxity. We start to dry up, right? Our skin dries everywhere. You know it. Our hair dry, everything dries. We're itchy, all these things. And it happens as we age. And so when you hear, it was Victoria saying back to her more youthful self, the kinds of results that you can expect, that when we surveyed women who were using the vFit, they started to feel increased sensation. They had more comfort during intimate moments. They were more confident, increased vaginal hydration, hydration that their body is now providing. Now, if you see results, and I shouldn't even say if, when you feel those results, like the increased hydration, there may be a time where you go, I still need a little something more. Because I mean, at some point, we're not ever going to be 18 again. Like we know that. But I will tell you, when you start to feel that hydration come back, like it is literally like almost like a lightning bolt hits you, where you're like, oh my gosh, I remember what that was like. And then you're going to go, but I think I need a little bit more. And maybe it's not all the time, but if you want sustained comfort on a regular basis, then you're going to maybe add that hydration melt. You're going to use this at night. And I know one of the questions I had asked last week in our, or not last week, last month when we did our Menopause Made More Joyful show, is with 15 milligrams of hyaluronic acid, which is up to 3 times more than any other vaginal melt, and all these other incredible moisturizing ingredients, all plant based, everything that you can pronounce, and all natural. Is this going to be, and I said this, is it going to be dripping out? The fifth ingredient actually makes it so that it doesn't. Like you're basically looking at concentrated hydration. That said, we recommend using it at night when you go to bed. Like, why not? This is when you want to use this, right? Could you use it if you're, making dinner? Sure. But a lot of us feel the most comfortable. We relax. Maybe we're doing our facial mask. We're gonna pop this in. We're gonna, maybe you're gonna do your vFit first, and then you're gonna pop this in. And this is only again a couple of times a week. You're basically looking at, or once a week. You're basically looking at a whole month supply in our vaginal melts. And then you're going to be going, okay, but it's time for sexy time. Man, I got lots of natural hydration, but I need a little more slip. I need a little more slip. Well, listen, even 18-year-olds buy lubricants. So don't be thinking there's anything wrong with you if you're 60 or 50 or 70 or 90 and you still need to buy a lubricant, because Halle Berry created this one because she didn't see one on the market that existed to the level of what she wanted. And so she approached Dr. Sarah and of course Colette, but Dr. Sarah, board certified OBGYN, to create the lube that didn't exist. The one that's got the aloe vera, the one that's got hyaluronic acid. I dare you to go to any of the lubes of the past that you ever bought, if you still have it gathering dust under your sink because it was sticky and goopy and gross. Look at the ingredients. I don't even know if people knew as much about hyaluronic acid back then, to be honest. And I would argue that, well, I'd almost bet something on it that it wasn't designed by an OBGYN. I trust what Dr. Sarah has created: hyaluronic acid, aloe vera, incredible ingredients to help hydrate tissue. So we had someone ask, can this be a bit of your moisturizer? Yeah, absolutely. Especially because we're sold out of the Revitalize Her, which when it comes back in stock, you do want to look at that. But, because this is going on your intimate area, and because ultimately whatever you put it on, if you happen to need a little more slip, don't feel like you can't use it until we get the photonic gel back to help with the insertion of this. I would trust this better than something in the supermarket. But this will act also as some moisturizing. So we're building up your toolkit. We want to make this time in your life the time that you deserve to have, the time that you have been waiting to have. And if it weren't for all of these symptoms that in the past everyone said were just sort of a, what is it? Pathway toward, something you have to deal with, right? We'd be having a great old time. We don't have to worry about being pregnant anymore. We don't have to worry about what we say or what people think. We get to do what we want. Like, if it weren't for all the crappy stuff that vFit and Joylux is helping you mitigate, we would be looking forward to this time. And I hope that, at this time you're starting to go, okay, I see light at the end of the tunnel. And thank you, Joylux, and thank you, Dr. Sarah, and thank you, Halle Berry, and thank you, Oprah, for bringing this to light. Now, before we go, I touched on hot flashes. I'm still waiting for Joylux and the team to help with something with the brain fog, but the hot flashes we can help with a bit. And I will say that the cold her is not just for hot flashes, but it was originally designed to help with that. So what these are is these are sort of little pads, little bra inserts that you put inside your bra. And what they do is they've got a phase changing technology, and it helps draw the heat away from your chest. And this is patented technology, by the way, and I'll show you exactly what I mean in a sec. So it's 100% great for hot flashes, night sweats, maybe you're breastfeeding. You could actually put this right on your nipple if you need to, better than, the ice packs that burn. And in fact, a lot of those gel packs, they tell you specifically don't put against your skin because they can actually cause like a freezer burn on your body. This is not the case. It fits discreetly in your bra. Like, you probably don't even know I've got one in one boob and one in the other. And on top of it, these do not need to be refrigerated. So let me show you what I mean by phase changing. So when you get them, you get two. You don't buy them separate. You get two. One side's almost like this little microfiber thing. Not that it matters, but just so that you know what it is that I'm feeling here. The other side is almost like the texture and consistency of like a hardened coconut oil. When you get the tubs of it, and then usually when you put your fingers in the coconut oil or you hold the coconut oil, it starts to liquefy. So think of that as how this works. But because it's a phase change and it's not actually coconut oil, it actually it only liquefies when there is sustained time against something warm. And when we get our hot flash, of course, it stems from our chest and works our way up. So the reason you put it in your bra as opposed to like the back of your neck is, why would we wait till it hit the back of our neck? We want to catch it at the source. And I always say, and I remember when I was in Seattle a few weeks ago, and I said to Colette, who's the founder of Joylux, I said, I call this like an empathy insert, because it takes what you don't want and absorbs it for yourself. So for about an hour and a half now, I've had inside my bra one half of this 2-pack, because you get both of these, okay? So here's what happens when you have a hot flash. It absorbs it. If you're just warm, if you're running, if it's a heat wave, your body gets hot, it's going to take your heat, take it on, which is why this starts to liquefy, but it's going to release coolness. So even right now, it's like cool to the touch, but it's not cold. So what happens is it actually gets quite cool, which is an incredible relief for you. And so I recommend, and every time I recommend, everybody does this, and I hope that you're not any different, because trust me when I say we are starting to see the warm weather. I know it's beautiful here in Vancouver. I hope it's beautiful where you are, but we know the heat waves are coming. We know wedding season is a coming. If you got your mother-in-law one of these, she would be loving you. If you got your bridesmaids these, they will love you. These are the gift that keep on giving. And by the way, I've been using these for almost a year and I haven't had to replace. I keep some in your bedside drawer. Keep them. Keep a few pair, because when you get to this stage and you're still feeling warm, or you just like that constant coolness, you just swap them out. And then you've always got a set going. And by the time you're ready, then these will be hardened again and they'll be like at this. I'm going to check for questions. Julie said, are the melts and intimacy gels safe for my partner during oral sex? So I'm going to read what Heather said here. She said, all of our products are clean ingredients with none of the yucky stuff. They are also pH balanced, very safe for both you and your partner. Now, I am going to bring up a comment that we had last week, or last month, because someone did say something about oral sex and is there, whatever. They are natural ingredients. Now, nothing to be afraid of. Like, the fact that you guys asked this question, I absolutely love. No, these aren't going to, you're not going to blow on your intimacy gel and it heat up to blueberry scent, like some of those yucky, sticky, gross ones of the past. This is clean. This is elegant. And I think elegant's one of the words I like to use, because I always feel kind of like, whatever, you do you, whatever your jam is. I'm not going to critique that, but I always kind of felt weird about like, oh, let's go buy like a little blueberry gummy scented thing or whatever. I just think, as we age, or as in particular for me, it's like, I'm a grown up. Like, we can play, we can spin, we can do all the things, but I like how elegant the packaging is. I like the delivery system. And again, we got the home and away, so you can get both They both are fine for carry on because this is only 60 mil. This is 40, but this is kind of nice for your purse, just like a squeeze. This is a pump, so this is nice kind of on your nightstand. And it's so elegant, like there's nothing that screams sex. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I like that you would not like if the grandkids come up to your nightstand and this is on your nightstand, they're just going to think it's like a little perfume or lotion bottle. Nothing crazy about it. And it's elegant and it's unscented and there's nothing weird about it. And it's got skin loving ingredients in it. And if it's good enough for Halle Berry, good enough for me. Julie said, thanks, Heather. Yeah, Heather's a great resource. All of our team at Joylux, if you ever have questions, please call them. They are there to help you navigate what you're doing. They're an incredible group of experts. And if you have questions about any of our vFits, they can help you navigate that as well. What I will remind you of before we go is that our Plus devices are on sale. Can I just say they never go on sale? I don't think they ever have. I could be wrong, but I don't think we've ever had them on sale. Basically, for the price of the Classic, so $99 off with the promo code MEMDAY29, you're getting enhanced LED intensity, 12-minute session time option, and you're getting 4 additional vibration modes in the incredible personal trainer for your vagina that has thousands of customers and so many 5-star reviews and is endorsed and recommended by doctors. Some health plans cover it. I can't speak to all of yours, and one size doesn't fit all, but what I can tell you is that that's the level of wellness device this is. This is not your toy. This is your wellness device. This is your personal trainer. So when you talk to whoever in your life that you think may have a say on where the money is being spent, first of all, this is your wellness device. This is, this is the results of this are going to last a lot longer than the hair streaking and highlighting you got done, than the Starbucks coffee. And if you figure out the per day, we're talking only a few dollars a day. And once you experience the results of the vFit, once you get the results that 6,000 women who are entering menopause today could only dream to have, increased natural hydration, improved sensation, increased confidence, all of these things, then you'll realize that this is one of the best investments you could make. And in fact, in Halle Berry's own words, the game changer that every woman must have, not just should have, but must have. And so today we've made it easier than ever. We do have memberships that are available online. You can always check those as well. But today and today only, it's your last and final call to get the Plus for $99 off on the Menopause Made More Joyful show. Thank you to Lauren, who is running all the graphics, and Heather, who is moderating. And thanks to all of you. I see a few of you bought the inserts. That's great. Mary can use the vFit every day if you're comfortable and feeling good about it. You can. You'll get the results faster. When we pick a protocol, obviously we do it science-based and it's doctor-based, right, Dr. Sarah? But a lot of it also is like, what can you handle? What is going to be an easy win for you? And if we sat there and said it's 2 hours a day, twice a day, not that you're going to do that anyway, and you certainly wouldn't do that. But if we made something so intense and overwhelming, you'd be less likely to stick with it, which means you would not get the results that you want. And so every other day is what we say, 6 minutes, couple weeks, then 8, then 10, then 12 with the Plus device, 10 with the other device. But if you feel good about using it every day, go for it. It's what you're comfortable with. You do you. You'll get there faster. And as long as you're feeling great about the experience and you're comfortable, then we invite you to do that and let us know how it goes. But we've got the protocol very listed out there, and that's what the majority of people are doing. And of course, those are what we've offered the results based on. So if you want to get there faster, absolutely. And getting the Plus device will get you there faster. We know for sure. So thank you everybody for your questions. If you're watching the replay, I hope you're watching before that promo code expires. If you're not, of course, you can always shop the vFit and any of our incredible products, including the Let's Spin, grabbing your photonic wipes, make sure you grab those as well, and signing up for the newsletter as well and downloading the app so that you can be notified when some of our sellouts are back in stock. And if I run out of gel, you can use coconut oil. Okay, great idea. Thank you so much. Thanks, Ja. Yeah, and thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate your time. And thanks for joining this journey with the rest of the world and the rest of the group that's in here. We can only be stronger by talking about what we're going through and then Joylux, of course, helps make it all more joyful and helps us to get excited about this time in our life when we don't have to worry so much about the other things. And when we get rid of the pain points, sometimes actual painful pain points, things can be a lot more joyful. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And until next time, stay joyful, stay juicy, and thanks for shopping Joylux. We'll see you next time.